Hi friends, welcome to Android series in Kotlin. Today we are going to discuss how to write a Kotlin file, and in order to support an activity, what are the steps you need to take care. If I want to display a single screen in the application, you need two types of files. I already explained the previous, one for the layout file and one for your Kotlin file or a Java file, anything. Okay, in previous section I explained how the layout file will look like, how to drag any button or any text box if you want to print. Just we know about layout files, you have some idea on that part. Okay, what is an XML, everything I explained. Today we'll see how the Kotlin file will look like, what are the actions you need to take care about while launching an application. Okay, let me quickly open my Android Studio. In previous section, if you create a new project, the file will look like in this way. Okay, by default there is a constraint layout. I explained, right? We have a different types of layouts. Constraint layout is the latest layout. We can develop by using this powerful UI, rich complexity. If anything we can develop, I will explain those things, that's fine. Okay, so if you don't know about any constraint layout, no problem. Basically it is used to design your UI elements in organized way. Okay, if you design any login screen, if you keep it at the top, one is for the bottom, in that way it is not possible. You need to keep in the same alignment. If you want to make in the alignment way, you can use the constraint layout. But the constraint layout is very advantage. It is the replacement of the relative layout. What is relative layout, now you don't know, that's fine, no need to worry about that part. Okay, just what I will do, just simply drag some text view here in the down. Okay, in this text what I will do, if you want to do in the XML, click on the code. If you want to split it both, type split. Okay, now I will make it. Right now is the code. Now instead of text view, I want to write, what I will do, welcome to Java Express channel. I given this message. Okay, this test, if you see and click on the split it is printing some message, right? The size will be a small, right? If you want to make it big, which one I need to use? Text size. Just to, if it is a size, you need to give in terms of the SP. Suppose I'm giving as a 30 SP. This is the unit measurements. Okay, density pixel, we have a categories, we have measurements, we have, right? If you want to apply for the size related, you need to use in terms of the SP. Okay, pixels. And now this part, your UI component is done. Now you know how to design the UI. Okay, but it is looking odd, right? Okay, now I will make it as a central. Now I hope it is okay, that's fine, right? The size is very big. So basically you will get some exception here. Some this view, whenever you created any option, any component inside your screen, it is expecting, let me decrease my size with suppose 15 SP. I'm giving the size very small. Okay, okay, this is fine. Oh, okay, if you click here, let me see, you can open in the blueprint and the design view. Okay, this is your UI will look like in the background, how it is happening you can see here. Okay, if you see, we have 4 dots are enabled here. If you see here, 1 2 3 4, these 4 dots, if I run the application, this particular component will come here. Everything it will be, you need to design some views. If you go for code.xml, it is displaying exception. What view is not constraint, you need to align constraint, like a top constraint, bottom constraint, left content and horizontal connection. Sorry, left, right, top and bottom. What I will do, just drag here, it is going up. Again drag here, it is going down. Drag left and right. See, your constraint is completed here. See, there is no issue. When you drag and drop these 4, it is background, it is created. Okay, now this is your UI part, this is UID. I want to display this message. Okay, but we have an activity. If your layout file is ready now, okay, so you need a Kotlin file. This is called main activity.kt. Okay, remove this part. The first step is every activity should inherit one class, that is compat activity is a super class. If you want to inherit the features of the super class, you need to extends keyword you need to use in the Java, but whereas in the Kotlin you need to use is a colon. If you use either interface, either inheritance, whatever things we have, you need to use this a colon, then you can inherit the properties. Okay, this is a Kotlin is also one of the programming language. It is specially designed for the mobile applications. The performance is more. Now all Java applications and developed in the Android are migrating to the Kotlin. We have a lot of support, lot of features we have. Okay, now it is done. Now first step, when you create an activity, suppose let me open my phone. Okay, I connected my mobile phone here. How to connect I will explain, that's fine. Here let me open the Amazon. This is my application. What are the actions you will do? Just you opened an application. What I will do, if you click the back button, it will be destroy. Again I am opening. You can click the home button. Again opening. And if you do here, that means it will be the resume state. See, all apps, what are the apps you open, it will be in resume state. These are the normal actions you are performing. These all actions it will take care by the Android activity lifecycle. Okay, we need to override the methods in your subclass. The first method, immediately if you open the app, you need to override one method on create view. Okay, if you type on create, you will get one single parameter. Okay, bundle instance, saved instance state, there is a small variable. This is a overridden method. It will be called by the Android. Whenever you are launching the application, this method will be called by the Android application. Okay, now you have your layout file. Then where is the communication from the layout file to your Java application, right? I already explained, if you want to communicate with your Java file or Kotlin file to any layout file or images files, you need a Java file, that is r.java created by the Android. It is invisible. How you will access a layout file? You know the syntax. Okay, how you will access r.layout? See, if you type here dot which XML activity underscore main, this is your layout file. So you need to present the view. It is a screen, right? You need to present the screen to the user. We have an option called set content view. Okay, set content view, just you need to define here, that's it. This is called default. When you create an activity, this code is generated, is a sample code is already generated. For your understanding, I removed and I shown the steps, that's it. So your view is ready now. Okay, just I will run the application now. How to run the application? Click here, run option we have. Here I connected through USB cable, I connected my mobile phone, it is displaying here. If you don't have the mobile phone, how to run that application? Alright, so you need a AVD manager, Android virtual device. So Android is providing, if you don't have any mobile device, just you go ahead and configure. It will be a virtual device. Tools, and we have an AVD manager. Click here. You can create any device here. Just click on create a virtual device. Here you can choose your device as Pixel or Nexus or whatever you want. If you want to test in suppose Android 8, Android 9 or Android 10 on this mobile, Pixel XL take, click the next option. Here you can choose your versions. You want to test in 29 or 28, 26, 25, which version in Android, which version you want to test, you can choose here. I already 29, it's Android 9. Okay, so the API level 29, it is Android 10 version. So click the next. So you want to give here, you can device, I can give as a testing device. I'm giving some name, you can say Android 10. I'm given, finish. See, your devices came here. If you want to create any tablet, you can create. If you want to create any other types of mobiles, just you can create here some. If you want to tablet related things, you can choose here. So width is also 5 pixel of this height. If you choose any tablet, Galaxy or foldable, see, this is the tablet size, whatever. But to download this one, it will take more time. It's like around 1 GB will be there. To download the virtual device, it will take some time. Okay, now this is one option. If you have already mobile phone, you can use the mobile phone. In order to use your mobile phone, your Android Studio, you need to enable few options in your mobile phone. Okay, how which options? USB debugging option you need to be enable. Okay, I will show you how to do. Okay, let me go here. Just so this is my mobile phone. How am I opening? Through the Visor app is there. Just you can download the Visor app. If you click here the Visor app, I will show you how to install the Visor also. So this is your mobile phone, right? In order to connect your mobile phone, you need to enable few options. Debugging you need to open. Go for, click on the settings icon, and in the setting icon we have a about phone, right? Click on the about phone. Here we have a some build version is there. Okay, if you click the 5 times, this is my build version. If you click the 5 times, developer options will be enabled in your phone. 1 2 3 4. Why? Because for me I already enabled, no need, you are already a developer. Okay, just go back. This is specific to the OnePlus. Depend on your mobile, the options will be a change will be there. Okay, but about phone is a common. For me, developer options available in the system. Go down here, we have a developer options. In this developer options, it by default it will be off. You need to enable that one. How to enable? By using the build version. If you click the 5 times, you can enable your developer options. If you go down here, there is one option called USB debugging. If you enable this option, see, my mirror is disconnected now. See, just again I'm trying to connect now. Why? Because I enable now, right? So that's why it is disabled. Android is offline. Just again I'm taking the allow option. My OnePlus is connected. See, I enabled. By using this way, you can run your whole Android applications in your mobile phone directly. You no need to use any virtual device. The suggested way to use the mobile phones. Okay, if you run the virtual device, it will be consume lot of resources from your system. CPU utilization it will take. The process will be a slow. Okay, better suggested to use your mobile phone. Okay, now your application is ready, right? Either if you want to run on the testing device, either you can run on the your mobile phone. I'm running on my phone. Click on the run button. If you click here, see, this is my application. This is a first application. Welcome to Java Express channel. This is the way you need to run in your mobile phone. If you want to run in testing device Android 10, if you click here, initial it set up like that, right? It will ask like that option. Just it will be enabled. Here you can do, if you use the virtual device, it won't support like Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, these type of things won't support any messaging, calls, right? So some if you want to run normal applications, you go ahead and run this application, no issue that part. See, if you want in an landscape mode or any size, just you go ahead and you can use. You can power off, power on options is all the enable. If you click here 3 dots, here you can do enable fingerprint, something battery information. If you want to display everything, you can see here. This is a virtual device. Like you can click here. See, this is my application. First application is this is called a app bar, toolbar. This is called a toolbar. This top is called a status bar. Okay, so here also USB debugging is shown. If this is the way you can develop, just go and practice this one, then we'll see in the next session how we can develop the more UI screens, how to write the code. We'll see in the next section. Thank you guys.